before I walked out them curtains, like I didn't want to fight. I was like, oh, this is not good. Like, not feeling good. I'm finding a guy I know that has knockout power.
The AllStar app, the #1 app in the business. UFC, Bellator, One Championship, PFL, and more. Get the app right now. Link in description. All right, Chandler. Man, you had some switch ups recently for this upcoming title defense. Just talk about going through all of that, man, and being in fight week.
I was scheduled to fight Rashawn Jackson. And I thought it was a good fight. I thought that, he's big, good athlete. And just like always, man, I'm always juggling these opponents. And, luckily, I want to thank Victor Jones for taking the fight last minute. But, yeah, I train not just to fight one certain person. Like my skill set, I feel like it gives a lot of people problems just because, the overall goal is pace and just the tempo control and pressure. So I think, no matter who I would have fought, it'd have been a good fight. For me, I think that, as far as my skills go, I was going to fight the same fight regardless. So thankful that Victor Jones stepped in. Not too pleased about, his record and stuff. I'm trying to, fight these better guys, but last minute, it is what it is. And, I have much more to lose than anybody on this card. I've seen some interviews from some of the fighters and stuff, but like I have the most weight on my back right now. Like I'm the guy that's fought on these big shows. I'm the guy that's done all this stuff. And now I'm fighting the guy that's, at heavyweight that doesn't really have a hot record. But at the end of the day, it's like one punch could put you away. So definitely coming in just focused and ready to fight a fight that, a week ago I really wasn't even, just being honest, didn't even really care about fighting. I wasn't really motivated to fight and went through some stuff. And now it's like tunnel vision, ready to weigh in and then pure violence Saturday.
Let's go back a little bit to your first fight outside of the Ultimate Fighter. You came back and defended your title. Only 55 seconds, man. Like, did you even need to take a shower after the fight?
No, bro. And that's another one. Before the fight, I didn't even know how old he was. Because I don't watch these guys. I don't go watch film and like overhype myself. I do exactly what I'm supposed to do. I work on my striking. I work on my grappling. I work on getting off my back. I work on my takedowns. I work on being a complete martial artist. And I kind of like getting in there and like having the flow of stuff. I train with a lot of different variety of people that they all fight differently. So I see a bunch of different styles. So I would like to think like if this was like a tournament format, I would be able to compete over and over and over and over again against anyone that they put in my face, just off of being a martial artist. So not, when you're juggling all these opponents, it is hard to, kind of, stay motivated just because you don't even know if you're going to make it to fight day. And my last opponent, like you said, like, did I even take a shower? It's like, that I didn't even know how old he was. I didn't even watch his old fights. I didn't watch nothing on him. I took the fight. I know that he asked for it, and we went from there. And it was a good win. There was a lot of stuff happening in that 55 seconds. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, it's under a minute," but my God, there was a lot of stuff. A body kick, a head kick. He broke his arm. There's a lot of stuff happened. Flying knee, like.
Did you know he broke his arm like in the fight?
No, I knew that after the fight when he was laying there, I knew that something was up. But when I threw my flying knee, he kind of caught it, and when we landed on my back, I kind of exploded as soon as I hit my back. It was like, get out of that. So his arm was trapped between my hamstring and my calf, and he landed on top of it. So when I exploded out, I turned my hips out, and as soon as I turned my hips out, it broke his arm. So it was wild, man. And I don't wish nothing bad on nobody. It's I even got it tattooed on my hand now. The KOBK, the killer be killed. So if he's on that contract, you take those risks. And I hate that he got hurt, but at the end of the day, it's like, if I was in his position and he got the win, I bet you that paycheck would have been nice. So it's a dog eat dog world.
I guess you could maybe name that move. You broke the arm, so like you trapped the arm. It's like a submission in a way.
Yeah, it was weird how he got caught because once he threw the flying knee, uh, when I hit my back, all I did was turn my hips out, just like I would if I was underneath someone. Turn my hips up, got right back on my feet, and I noticed when I got up that he kind of stayed stagnant, like he didn't move, and I was, all right, that was weird there for a second. God, I don't even know where I was at now. But no, like when he caught my leg, man, and we hit, it was like instantly, it was like get off your back, So I exploded, and I could tell something was wrong just because he stayed very stagnant. He just stayed
Mhm.
there, and of course, I just started throwing punches. My job is not to. Are you okay? Nah, I check. After the fight, I kind of, I gave him some space and let his team come in and check on him. They put a splint on his arm, and I got him on Facebook, and I seen where he had like some pre-major surgery on it. So uh, I hope he heals good, and if he still wants to fight, then I wish him the best in his career.
For sure.
But
And
I just
earlier
got
this year, man, you returned and you did a kickboxing bout, and that one lasted a little bit long. You got into the third round with that one. How did you feel in that fight?
It's crazy because that one I juggled a bunch of opponents. There was a bunch
Mhm.
of people that I was supposed to fight, and they all like was one ended up being in jail, so that's why we couldn't get a hold of them. And then like we just couldn't find nobody. So eventually like they offered me Cam Graham, and at first I was like, MMA I might fight him, kickboxing I don't know because he actually knocked out one of my training partners, and
Mhm.
my training partner I respect him a great deal. And I went to sleep and I woke up and I'd had like an epiphany, and it was like, why are you being a punk right now? Like you are Chandler Cole. Like you're the guy that people are supposed to fear. Like you're the one that wears the name. Like you need to take this kickboxing match. Like you are way better than what you believe in yourself. So I called Casey. I said, hey, tell him we'll fight. We'll kickbox. I got this. And
Mhm.
the first round was super close, and then the second round I noticed that them leg kicks started adding up, and I seen the way that he was acting, and I was like, uh, if it ain't if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I just kept going to where I was kept going to what was working, and things worked out for me. And even that fight, it's crazy enough. I tell people like even that fight was like a very weird one for me because the day after weigh-ins, I came in. I weighed in that morning. I come in that night. I break a sweat every day. Even if I weigh in that day, I still work out that night. I work out the morning of my fight. Like I like to break a sweat. I like to just be moving, just because it helps me. It helps me stay in that mindset. And the night of my weigh-ins, when I went to work out, man, I was sick. I could feel it, and I was like, "Oh God, this ain't good." I started running a temperature of like 102. Uh, I mean, it wasn't feeling good, but I just told myself, like, you know what? Like, you're built for this. Like, you're built to face the adversity. You're built to go in there and get the job done. So that's exactly what I did, and that's where I think my last fight really helped built me as a fighter because before I walked out them curtains, like I didn't want to fight. I was like,
Mhm.
oh, this is not good. Like, I'm not feeling good. I'm finding a guy I know that has knockout power. Like, I know like on paper as a kickboxer, he probably looks like he'd be a better kickboxer than me. So, but once I got out there, I figured it out, and I think it made me grow as a fighter. And like, even this fight, juggling opponents. A lot of people don't know, but I actually own a production company, like with videos and photography and stuff like that. And my right hand man, I brought this girl on to my project, and had it to where she was no joke, like one of my best friends, and she was the only person that worked for me. Like we laid out a blueprint of what we wanted to do and stuff like that. And I really wasn't motivated to fight, man. But last Monday on February 27th, she was killed in a car wreck. So like, yeah, and I had to, I told her mom. I recorded her funeral for her. I was a pallbearer and I spoke at it. So it hit a different type of motivation because we were supposed to do a big video, big project last week, the week that she passed away, and she was supposed to be there this weekend to record, and now I don't have her, and it's like it just hit a different gear. It's like like one of the last messages that we sent was she was actually talking to me uh, about me being able to celebrate and stuff, and uh, I told her that I don't go out a lot. I don't have like tons and tons of friends like these other fighters. Like I try to stay training and I try to focus on what I need to get done. And I told her, I was like, but if my first win in the UFC, like, don't worry, like, we'll celebrate. And she, like, one of the last messages I had from her was like, hey, I don't go out, I don't hang out with a lot of people either. I have my select few of friends, but if you make it to the UFC when you win, like, we'll go out, we'll celebrate together. And it was like a little sister to me, bro. And it kind of gave me a different outlook on life because you never know. Like, she was literally on her way to work. She was 1/8 of a mile away from work, and just tire hit some loose gravel. She shot across the road and hit a truck head on, and it was that fast. And I literally had messaged her days before that about this project, and now I'm going and visiting her at a grave, and I just realized that in this life, like, there's a lot of opportunities that like will present themselves, but like I got to take advantage of them because tomorrow's not promised, and that's where that motivation for this fight. I don't care who I juggle, what opponents I juggle. Like, I'm built for this, and I'm built to win. So it's just Victor, I appreciate him taking the fight. Uh, Even on record, it doesn't look good, but it's one step closer regardless. Just building my legacy, building my career. It is what it is. So I just want to stay active and really work on getting myself onto that big stage again, and just being who I'm destined to be.
For sure, man. For sure. Yeah, a lot of motivation heading into this one, and it seems like you're still on your path to big goals and accomplishing them. So, man, March 11th, a few days away. Headliner, heavyweight title fight. Chandler,
Oh
always good
yeah,
catching up with you, man. Appreciate your time.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I gotta. I kind of messed up last couple days. I definitely got some weight I gotta go cut though. Here to say it. But no, all in all though, it just made me look different on the way I look at life, man. It
Mm,
was the first. I've lost a lot of people. My grandmother that raised me. She had cancer for 5 years, came back 7 times, and I was there for every step of it. And then that was hard, and just uh, certain people coming in and out of my life, like. I was definitely used to. I've definitely made my circle smaller, so
mm,
to relieve a lot of that stress and a lot of that, like, feeling like you get abandoned. I've definitely made my circle smaller. So to lose someone that you had in your circle definitely makes you look at it different. Makes, especially getting older, knowing that that's someone's daughter, sister. She had a boyfriend. So definitely a different outlook on it. And yeah, the training's been going great. And then definitely last week I heard that inner voice in my head saying, hey, stop being a pansy, like, get in the
mm,
gym, like, you got to run, you got to work out, you got to do all this stuff. So I definitely didn't slack off. The day of her funeral, like, I carried one of my best friends to her grave and I put 2 practices in. So
mm.
it's like, different mindset, different way of looking at it. So like I said, I know I'm destined to do great things in life. And this is just another step, another part. Win, lose, or draw. I know that I'm still destined for great things, but losing definitely is not on the agenda. It never is. So uh, I'm ready for anything.